Did the government shutdown set us back? Are you expecting a big hit to fourth quarter GDP as a result of the 43-day shutdown, Treasury Secretary?
Maria, of course the government shutdown set us back. And look, it's terrible what the Democrats have done. And you know, we've got a 60-day reprieve here. And if they shut the government down again and refuse to negotiate, I'm 100% with the president. The Senate should go straight and forget the filibuster, and Republicans should vote to fund the government without the Democrats.
Wow.
I'm very happy to see 8 brave Democrats came across, but this economic damage is unacceptable.
Yep.
They call it self-harm. They were willing to harm the economy of the United States to benefit a party in chaos.
That's the Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent with me yesterday on Sunday Morning Futures on the 43-day government shutdown. Setting the economy back. He is now warning Democrats if they refuse to negotiate again come January 30th, Republicans should vote to fund the government without them. That means getting rid of the filibuster. This as the Trump administration pushes for a lower cost of living, rolling back tariffs on some 200 grocery staples, including beef, coffee, bananas. Joining me now is Michigan Congressman Bill Huizenga, a member of the House Financial Services Committee. Congressman, it's great to see you this morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Good to be with you, Maria.
Well, the secretary yesterday told me that the administration's efforts to rein in costs will be felt by the first or second quarter of next year. Your reaction?
Yeah, and I know the president has talked about stimulus potentially coming from the tariff revenue, but certainly, can you imagine where we would be today if we had a continuation of the Biden energy policies, for example? It'd be a complete and utter disaster. Now, the secretary is right. The damage that was caused for political purposes, not policy purposes, and it's because Chuck Schumer's base hates Donald Trump, and that's why he went and did this. But we've got to make sure that we are moving forward and moving ahead. I can tell you this, that some of my Democrat colleagues are very interested, in the House at least, to avoid this again. So we're going to get back to work. I'm flying back to Washington here in a little while this morning, and we're going to start working on those appropriations bills. But we've got to make sure that we've got an environment that's going to allow success. I hope that is the case.
Yeah, I mean, what do you make of the president's idea to propose $2,000 dividend checks for Americans? This would be funded by the revenue brought in by tariffs. Now, Secretary Bessent yesterday told me that the president's plan will require new legislation to move forward. So are you poised to vote for that? Would you be voting for that passage of that legislation?
Well, the devil's always in the details, and I like the concept because this is about affordability. This is about making sure that the American public and those moms and dads sitting around the kitchen table trying to make sure that they can cover all of their costs, that they're able to do so, and that the government isn't working against them on that. Now, and again, as the secretary pointed out, and you've pointed out, the damage that was done to that because of the 43-day shutdown is going to take a while to get out of. But, you know, I'm certainly open to it. Again, this is about making sure that life is affordable for folks. I also do like, though, the president's idea of using some of that tariff money to pay down our $38 trillion in debt. That is another issue that we have to tackle. So well, I think we can do both.
Yeah, I mean, I think you make a great point, and it's a point that I made as well last week. But I want to bring Liz Peek in here for a second because, Liz, I have to say, I said my opinion last week and said, I think this money should be used to pay down the debt. And I heard from viewers. They weren't having it. So I think I want to take a step back here because I think many families need that $2,000 check. Certainly they need it around the holidays or even if it goes out next year after congressional approval if he gets it. So I don't know. I'm now back on the fence about it, about this money, because I heard from viewers and they said, Maria, we want the money.
Who doesn't like getting a check in the mail, Maria? But as the congressman said, it is devil's in the detail. Most polling shows that people really do want to pay down the debt and they want that tariff revenue to be directed in that way. and would rather have tax cuts, lower taxes, than just be handed another stimulus check. What do you think about that, Congressman? Do you think that your constituents would rather just see their taxes come down, or are they really lining up to get a check?
Well, Liz, good to be with you too, and I think you make an excellent point here, which is how do we make sure that life is more affordable in general, rather than just throwing a stimulus check or a subsidy for healthcare or some of these other things out there. That's an expensive way of doing that versus making sure that we've got a reasonable taxation level that allows people to go and small businesses to go and be successful. And I guess I'll jump on this way. You know, I just said, can you imagine what the situation would be if we still had the Biden energy policies driving energy costs? Well, what would it be like if we had not passed the working families tax cuts, the quote unquote one big beautiful bill? And what kind of damage would that be doing to small businesses and to families? I mean, this is where all those things add up, right? In a positive way for the direction of where the country is going.
Yeah, and we wanted to get your take, given your role on the Financial Services Committee. But, Congressman, let me switch gears. You recently introduced a measure to help end the persecution and killing of Christians in Nigeria. Tell us more and give us the lowdown of what's going on there.
Yeah, well, I believe the Nigerian government has turned a blind eye towards the massacre of Christians and, frankly, moderate Muslims that has been going on from a radicalized Islamist group of folks, the Fulani, that's an offshoot of the Boko Haram. Nigeria has a direct tie to my own religious denomination, the Dutch Christian Reformed Church of North America. There's actually more Nigerians that are Christian Reformed than there are here in all of North America and Canada and the United States. So our religious faith has had a long-standing ties to Nigeria. So this is very personal. I went to school with people from Nigeria. I've been in contact with ministers both in Nigeria as well as here in the United States. And there's a real fear that the Nigerian government, in an effort to sort of placate the Islamists, the radicalized Islamists, that they are turning a blind eye and allowing this to happen. And that's not acceptable. The Trump administration first go around had put Nigeria on the list of countries of particular concern. The Biden administration and Anthony Blinken removed them from that. And now I was glad to see the president put them back on that list because that puts them on the watch.
All right. We will be watching that, Congressman. Great information from you. We so appreciate your time this morning, sir. Thank you.
Hey, good to be with you both. Thanks.
Good to see you, Congressman Bill Huizenga. Stay with us. We'll be right back.